I am trying to cast one of these early creatures, one or two of these early creatures, and then protect it. I'm going to cast hopefully Soaring Thought Thief, Thieves Guild Enforcer, Merfolk Windrider early on, and then and then counter the rest of their stuff. But that's really rare. Milling is really rare too. It's almost always damage, and this deck has milling as a side effect, which is putting cards from the top of their deck into their graveyard, but isn't trying to win that way. So we've got both of our colors of mana. I've got blue mana and black mana. So I've got blue spells, black spells, and spells that cost both. So this is definitely a keep. We've got a turn 1 play. This guy has is a small 1 attack, 1 defense flyer, which means he can only be blocked by other flyers. And when he hits the opponent, they take a card from the top of their deck and put it in their discard pile, which is going to turn on all these other things. So now I could play a Merfolk Wind Robber here to go with it, but instead I'm going to leave open these counter spells because we're gonna. That's the goal here, is to mess him up with 1 or 2 cheap creatures and stop the rest of his scary things. Whenever you cast an adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. We are countering that because the copies happen, I think, regardless of whether I counter them or not. We're laying this because we need a 3rd land. I was hoping for another land here because I wanted to lay the Wind Robber and be able to counter a spell with Drown in the Lock. Drown in the Lock basically lets me counter a spell or kill a creature, and because it is dependent upon... So Drown in the Lock says counter target spell if its cost is less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. This guy has 3 cards in his discard pile, his graveyard. So I can counter anything that costs 3 or less. We are making him pay 1 more for this spell. He doesn't have 1 mana untapped, so he can't pay it, so it's countered. That was an okay draw there. We are going to get in. We mill more cards. So he's got 5 cards in his graveyard now. He doesn't even have 5 lands. So these fully kill or counter anything he does. I'm okay with this. This isn't a threat. This is he's getting a land, and the other half of this card is not threatening me right now. There's an argument for countering it, but I think he's already got enough land that he's kind of online with his deck. He still thinks he's going to Bone Crusher my guy. Actually, what's in his graveyard? He's got 5 in his graveyard. We are countering that. You've been up since 4 a.m. and it's now 9 p.m. You should go to sleep probably. Like, why up since 4 a.m.? Is that just busy work stuff? Just woke up. One of those once you're awake, you're stuck kind of things. Edgewall Innkeeper, this is not scary to me. I think I'm letting this go. I actually already countered 2 of his creatures that have adventure on them. So of course he's got another. Is he casting that as a creature itself? I think he is. Yeah, he's casting that as a creature. I think I'm still stopping that. He is at 6. He's 1 off of that thing. I think that's still okay. Because him getting whatever he wants is scarier. Gonna go to bed in a little bit, I think. Rewatching Harry Potter movies for a million times. That is entirely fair. I'm kind of worried here. I'm running out of ways to stop his stuff, but we may be okay. Especially if we draw. Okay, that's a interesting draw there. Okay, I'm actually, I need another land or another counter. I'm actually going to get rid of my Merfolk Windrobber. Okay, good. That is not that's not the best, but it is acceptable. I think we're going to intern. So hopefully he tries and casts this on as soon as he hits 7 land, and I counter it with this. But yeah, if you have to go Cat Crasher, I totally understand. You should catch up on your sleeps. I'm kind of worried here because I've only got this Lofty Denial and these Merfolk Windrobbers here. Let's intern and see what he does. There's an argument for laying a Windrobber and just hoping he doesn't have anything for a turn. So this doesn't actually counter that guy this time. So that's scary. Because I sacked my Windrobber. So apparently that was the wrong choice. But I really wanted to get to another blue mana. Hey, Sir Bruiser. Okay, two raffle tickets. That is totally fair. I will mark that down. Hey, that's what I want to see. Okay. So, is he gonna trade with his giant 8/8? Okay, he is. That's interesting because he's so low. He's kind of scared. Okay. So let's get a Windrobber online and see if this Windrobber can go the distance. I drop out actually, tired of sitting upright. No, totally understandable, Cat Crasher. Sleep well and have a good rest of your evening. That is, he is casting it for the other side, and I need to get rid of that. Oh, and I just messed up. I just threw the game, right? Because he can pay that. Totally messed up. Hope you get the luck of the draw. Thanks. Sleep well. Yeah. I totally messed that up. Oh my gosh, I messed that up. I was paying not enough attention. Okay, so I still got a Thassa's Intervention for his Ugin. 5, 6, 7, 8. And he, so the Thassa's Intervention can actually stop the Ugin. But I'm still just like kind of hoping, because man, that was a mess up. I literally just threw this card in the discard pile. Cast an adventure instant or sorcery spell, copy it. I think I'm okay with that one actually. So he's not casting the Ugin. Yeah, I really messed up with that Lofty Denial. I was like, oh, this is hard counter, and just threw it out there, and that's not the play, not the way to do it. Yeah. Like I might have thrown the game with that Lofty Denial misplay. Okay, sure. It's good to know that that was just a land. All right. That is interesting. It's not great, but it might be good enough. We'll see. If he gets a little sideways, it might be good enough. Risen Borrower. Okay, so he's going to get to copy that spell. Yeah, this game is just got away from me real bad when I lofty denialed incorrectly. Sure. I think I sacked this for its card because I think the card is more valuable than the flyer right now. So we're doing that and we're saying go, because I need to have this Thassa's Intervention up for that Ugin. 5, 9, 10. He's got 10 mana. Sure. That's not getting me, guy. That Merfolk Secret Keeper is not scary. Yep. Yeah, like him drawing the card off of it is actually worse than the copying the mill thing. I think that's fine. Yeah. I don't know how I win this game at this point. Sure. So he's got an Ugin and like one unknown card. So if he draws land for a few turns, I can bring this back. It is possible. It is unlikely, but it is possible. He is trying to wrest control of this game back from me. He is still in a very defensive position. That is an interesting card. Okay, so he can't block with this. He could double block and lose 2 things in exchange for mine. I am okay with that. Or he can chump. So he's chumping. That's good. That's kind of where we want things to be. If we get through even once with that guy, though, things... Okay, that's a land. That's what I want to see. If he ever lets through one hit with this thing, I get to... I get a Beanstalk Giant or something? Maybe a Merfolk... No. Anyways, so how much does he have? 1, 2, 3? Okay, we are hoping he doesn't have a counter in his hand. Okay. We are still in this game. He's got 1 card in hand. If he draws land for... no, that's really bad. Like, he still can't block my guy efficiently, which is lucky. So let's see if he lets through a hit. If he lets through a hit, I actually get to steal his Ugin now. Okay. Yeah, this is... yes, that is fine. like the amount of that is also fine. I'm really happy. Those are cards that don't change what's going to happen here. So the question is, do I trade my Wind Robber for his guy, or do I block and draw a card? I think I trade my Wind Robber for his guy. This is hard. Actually, no, he's not attacking with both because he's scared of the swing back. So I will let him hit me. I could flash out Xerath right now. That might be a plan too. That is a plan. Like I don't need to play tricks with trying to get this Thieves Guild Enforcer because he should double block with his Edgewall Innkeepers now. Let's not play tricks. Let's do this. We're actually just thinning our deck here. I don't care about the land. So we really need him not to draw a creature with adventure. We need him to draw a land for another turn or two, or not more cards like Edgewall Innkeeper and Lucky Clover that don't actually advance his position. Yeah. I don't like that Scry, but I like that land. One on top. Okay, so that's a business card on top. Oh. I don't know how I got that. I don't know how that pulled back, but that's why you never give up, right? Because you never know what they're actually holding on to. And sometimes you don't know if they see the thing. So that was only close because I threw away the Lofty Denial without paying attention. So let's run some more rogues. And should I save it for the counter? Things like that. We've got both of our colors of mana. We've got 2 early drops. We've got a counter. I think this is fine. It's not amazing because our black land comes in tapped, but I think it's okay. So let's get our black land online as soon as possible. Let's see what he is playing. He is playing something with green in it. Okay. That could be half the decks in the environment. Okay. So we can Lofty Denial or bounce whatever he plays, and we can potentially flash some stuff out if what he plays doesn't matter. I wish I could have had this in my hand in the first thing. So that is on the list of doesn't matters. So this is adventures. This is kind of like what I was just playing against the previous thing. That is I think you, unless you don't have much land, I don't think you play that as a land against this deck. So the question is, do I Soaring Thought Thief or do I Thieves Guild Enforcer? I think I Thieves Guild Enforcer. That's interesting. Because I could also wait for the attack and block that guy, and that would almost for sure happen, but I'm not gonna do that, I don't think. I think I'm going to let's do it this way. Feels bad not getting the Enforcer down first. That's a good card for this. I might cycle it off though. But it kills this guy, it kills the Edgewall Innkeepers. Oh, he didn't like how much I was thinking about my choices. Maybe he was stuck on 2 land and wasn't interested. it differs from a lot of decks in that it's got in how much counter I think it's got as opposed to creature removal, and the fact that it's got 2 Fumes cards that cycle and -1/-1 everything. I think I'm keeping this. I've got black and blue. They come into play tapped. It's kind of annoying. I think it's fine. I'm going to be a turn slower than I would like to be. This is going to get a black land first, and then we're going to hope we have more blue land than anything else. So we're going to hope for a blue land, and then go from there. Like hope for an island or a black blue flip land. Yeah, I'm pretty glad that that's his first play because I'm not scared of that guy. Okay, let's get our swamp. Let's get our swamp. Ooh, my deck heard me. It said yes, I will provide. Okay, and now we just say go because our creatures have flash, and nothing is scary. Oh, do you really have nothing? Oh no, you do have something. Do you have an instant removal for this guy? I'll trade it for 1.5 cards. Are you gonna Bone Crusher my guy? Yeah, you are. That's fine. So I spent 2 mana, he spent 3, and I traded 1 card for 2 halves of cards, and I'm still in an okay position here. Also, he doesn't have a 1/1 to activate his Lovestruck Beast, so his Lovestruck Beast is a dead card right now. There's an argument for countering that because it draws him cards on cast. Oh wait, I don't have the right kind of counters, so I think I just say go. Let's get this. I want the flyer online, so my Lofty Denial is good. And next turn I can Thieves Guild Enforcer plus Lofty Denial in the same go. Okay, so he doesn't have any more instants. That's good. Or does he? It doesn't seem like he does. Okay, so now we are fully online. We've got multiple hard counters, and we've got a clock. So we're doing what we're supposed to be doing here. Why are you looking at my guy? You're gonna bounce my guy? I think that's okay. Actually, I Jafar Disruption that because I don't want him to cast other things. I think that's okay. Because I'm just gonna recast it. I mean, yeah. He's trying to regain tempo. I mean, like as Edgewall, maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have countered that just to reduce the number of things his Edgewall Innkeeper can trigger off of. There's an argument for Hypnotic Spriting instead. Yeah. Then what? I am going to trade my Thieves Guild Enforcer for his Edgewall Innkeeper if he attacks. His Edgewall Innkeeper is actually the scariest thing. We say go because our creatures have flash. This is not a creature. This is just a counter that sometimes turns into a creature really late game. Beanstalk Giant. Let's Hypnotic Sprite that. There's an argument for letting it go through, but I'm more okay with where the things are at right now, I think. Right now, his Lovestruck Beast and his Brazen Borrower are not scary. So we're looking at the rest of the cards. Yep. In his hand versus the rest of the cards in my hand, and I think that's where we're at an advantage. Yeah, we're definitely at an advantage now. All right. He doesn't have instants. I will take more land. Thank you. Let's see. We are very happy to mill more cards into his discard pile. We've got 2 pretty hard counters and then a Jawari Disruption to handle the 3 cards that matter left in his hand. There's a very mild argument for laying the other Soaring Thought Thief because I still have Lofty Denial open. Actually, the argument is for casting the Hypnotic Sprite. No, I'm not going to let you do that. I think I Lofty Denial that. What do you got? More land. Good. That is awesome. That is what I want to see. Okay, so we've got a hard counter and a bounce and a very soft counter because he's got a lot of land. But we've also got a very big clock on him right this second. I think that we are actually casting this Hypnotic Sprite now. I should have cast it last turn, but that's okay. Lucky Clover. So Lucky Clover makes my counters not work as well. My counters are kind of bad right this second, but I think I need to not let that happen. I think that's a way for him to come back. Like, there's arguably other stuff he could have, something big and fat, but hopefully this bounce gets us the rest of the way there. So he's gonna eat one of my guys, and I don't care. It does reduce my damage output by a lot, but what we're looking at here is the distance and not. So he's got 2 turns to solve. I'm pretty happy about that because that's not solving. That card is scary, but we can't do anything about it. There's like a ton of stuff that could be bad for us here. I wonder if he thinks I'm still on a counter though. Like I'm on a very soft counter. We've got like if he tries to get something that he's gonna immediately cast, I might be able to counter it. Otherwise no. I do have Brazen Borrowers to handle things still. What is this? Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Put up to 1 other target card from your graveyard on top of your library. So he's going to get something back. sure. So he thinks he's going to block with that. He is not. Oh, and we got a much better counter there. So we might be able to do stuff here because we can actually stop a forecaster. Well. So what's he gonna go for? So he can get something back, but then I can counter whatever it is. I think he's losing. He still can cast his Fae. Let's see what he's getting back here. 4, 5, 6. You need to spend another mana for that guy. Yeah. What are you targeting? Brazen Borrower and Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. I can Lofty Denial that, and if he is that right? Is that the way to do it? That might be the best way to stop him. Because if he pays for it, he can't cast. If he doesn't pay for it, he plays some blocker but doesn't have any cards. There's an argument for countering one of the things that comes up instead, but those things give him a lot more options. Yeah, it's a bad choice for you, isn't it? Hey, Antinode, how's it going? We're doing the magics today. So I've been talking to myself mostly, but that's okay. I need to switch it up every once in a while. How's your day been going, Antinode? This guy's in between a rock and a hard place with this choice. He needs this card is trying to get cards out of his graveyard, and this spell says counter. What I did is countered his spell unless he pays 4. If he pays 4, he can't cast the cards that he would get from his graveyard anyways. So I think he's just losing here. He needs to let it be countered and cast his Fae. He doesn't realize that yet though, because that gives him one more turn. Good, just got home from work. Cool. What do you do for work, Antinode? I don't know if I've asked that before. Have I? Are you an international assassin? Yeah. Okay. So he made the right. Oh, he's just like give up. He's like give up mode. Software dev. Anything super cool? I think I actually, on average, I think my my rogues should beat other rogues because of my suffocating fumes. But it's hard to know. So I only have blue mana here, and most of these cards take black mana to do, but I do get to bounce something and force spike something, Jawari Disruption something. And I can cycle the suffocating fumes off. I think I'm keeping. It's a questionable keep though. We want a land that provides black mana right here. That's not it. Okay. We want them to have nothing of note. We want them to have no business. That is like exactly what I would like to see. Is no business. Thank you. That's okay. I'm not scared of that card. So we are cycling this off. We want a land that makes black mana. We still want a land that... Oh. Okay, we're just going to lose. New plan, just going to lose. The question is, do I drop this Jawari Disruption? I think the answer is no. There's an argument for doing that so that I can get this Brazen Borrower out and maybe Zareth San here in a second. Let's do that. That's I think the more winning play. I think it's the more winning play. Because I can still Lofty Denial something. I can still Brazen Borrower. He's just going to Lovestruck Beast, I think, on his turn. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to bounce his... Oh, Edgewall Innkeeper. That's actually scarier than Lovestruck Beast. I guess so. I guess so. I accept that. That is what's happening. Giant Killer. He's hard casting Giant Killer. It's fine. So I kept a questionable hand, and I think I'm going to lose as a result of it. There's an argument for just conceding and going on to the next game, but I can pull this back. So he's got 2 Lovestruck Beasts in his hand. That is still fine. Makes me, I needed to cycle off the Suffocating Fumes or I'd be in a worse spot than I am, but man. So we are going to Brazen Borrower something. It is probably, so it kills a token. As well, Innkeeper draws cards for him. It's hard. I think that's the right play. I'm not winning this game because I'm missing my stuff. Okay. I can't cast, like I've got a counter spell. If the next card is not a black mana source, I don't think I can come back. Thanks for the enthusiasm. So I can actually Lofty Denial this. Do you have counters? Do you have blue mana? No? Okay. So we can, yeah, that's fine. Because I can Drown and Lock that. I can Thieves Guild Enforcer that. There's a variety of ways that I can handle those things. I don't think he should do that. Because I'm pretty happy about getting rid of 1-power creatures. Oh my gosh. It is becoming unrecoverable. Becoming unrecoverable. So I started off this with like 14 wins in a row. So I accept that I'm gonna lose a few here and there, especially to not having swamps or to empty-handed top decks of Castle Locthwain. Yes, yeah, these damages don't matter. These are not the things that matter, opponent. You're gonna cast your other guy. Oh. No, you're gonna let me Jawari Disruption you. Okay. Okay. I can only cast this spell and it cannot block any of their spells, their creatures. So we are literally at the last moment at which I can draw, and it has to be an untapped black source at this point, which I think they actually all come in untapped. So Agadeem's is not optimal, though, because Agadeem's comes untapped and would deal 3 to me. Hey, Septimus, how's it going? Welcome in. You are just in time to see me smashed in the face by some stuff. I was doing, I did have a good win streak going. Now I think I just lost 2 in a row. So we're gonna concede this. I almost never concede, but I literally can't cast anything and I can't block his creatures. Have you been working from home a whole lot since the pandemic? Not really cool. This hand looks keepable. Not great, but keepable. Just work on internal tools. Oh, okay. Do they have a lot of different stuff for you to do, or do you end up like do you get to just hang out at work a lot? All right. We're yeah. This is a very slow hand, but it might still get there. Same couple of apps. Okay. How did you get into that? Did you just go to school for that? And so our code base is a little older. Sure. Do you? Is it? We have a website using ASP.NET. So does that, like, I know at some point when older codes stop being used as much, that there are so few less people who can do it. Desktop thing. This is C#. Okay. That I think I'm cycling this card. That if there's not enough people, that the few people who can do it become more in demand. Is that the case with you yet? C# ASP.NET. That is. Why is this guy thinking so long? What's the company name? Do you? I mean, if you're not comfortable answering, you do not have to answer. But it'd be interesting. Pretty common. Yeah, I guess I'm used to people doing like C+ and stuff, or C++. Your work is kind of unique. Oh yeah. And that they're willing to train people. Oh, like full-on training people. Like, here's how to code. Training people, or like training people who kind of know how to code to do the specific things that they need. Kinda. Is that what happened with you? Did you come on and got trained by them, or were you already up and going? Need to know something? Need a base? All right. This card is actually scary. I don't know if he realizes that, but it's scary. I am going to get this land into play so that I can Zerath next turn, maybe. Four-month intro hiring where you learn the things you use. I see. Hey, Burnfish, how's it going? Welcome in. We're playing Magic today. Antidote is keeping me company a little bit here. Okay, so that's getting him a bunch of land. I'm actually okay with that, I think, because he's only got 3 other cards in hand. Pretty much hire people out of college. Okay, that makes sense. Hey friend, oh yeah, you play some Magic, Burnfish? Okay, so I could arguably bounce this card and be able to counter it later, except that I'm going to Xerath out his Beanstalk Giant here in a second. So I'm actually gonna cast this. Do promote from within, so all the boss. I mean, that sounds pretty nice. Sounds like a pretty good workplace arrangement. All the bosses used to code. That's a pretty big plus, right? Like, I feel like a lot of businesses are too compartmentalized, maybe. Oh, right. Xerath can't steal his Beanstalk Giant because of a thing. He's going to try and cast his Beanstalk Giant, and it's going to own me. That's what's going to happen. Don't play, watch, and learn and enjoy. Okay, that's cool. I also meant to Xerath there anyways, and then failed. 'Cause I fail. Because I fail. I just messed up. I just messed up really bad. He's going to cast Beanstalk Giant, and it's going to be a bad time. But yeah, that sounds. It's good when people aren't just making assumptions about things. Why is he doing that? I might be okay with him doing that. Company name Reynolds & Reynolds. They make software for car dealership. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna hard cast this Xerath. And he doesn't have anything instant. So this is gonna be a good attack. Because we get to steal one of his guys. We're stealing this Brazen Borrower because it has flying. And it makes our Lofty Denial work better. Makes our Lofty Denial stronger. So I think we're in control of this game. That guy can cause problems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he's got a land left in his hand, he can Beanstalk Giant, but I'm actually not concerned about that. So there's the Beanstalk Giant, and we can bounce it, or we can just counter it. We're just going to counter it. He's in, yeah. I was gonna say he's in a very bad place now. He'll have like 1 turn to solve everything on my board before he does. So he just gave up. He didn't even like look to see his next card. He just give up.